Hello and welcome back. I'm Joe, and this is Workers and Resources, Soviet Republic Season 6. That's the big crane builder. Rail crane builder. EDK 300, something like that. I honestly don't remember, but it's here, and it's running, and it's speeding up things, but, well, as usual, there are a lot of problems. One of the things nobody actually mentioned is I have no way of getting trams on the track right now. Trams, yes, not metro, tram. So let's figure that out, shall we? I enjoy watching this thing. I don't know about you, but as you can see, things are moving along. Someone had a pretty good idea, which was instead of using bridges, he used tunnels, but I kind of did something. There's a tunnel here. There's a metro tunnel going this way, this way, this way, this way, right to here. There's a metro station here now that's connected to everything that was there before, honestly, because it felt like the metro should do more than just do public transport, okay? So that's where we are. The next thing, there was some complaining about this loop, because the end stations are very large, they have a very large inner capacity, and they turn the trains around, the metros. Fine, I like the look of this, so leave it alone. It's very simple. There you go. What are we going to do today? Well, a couple things. I'm actually running on slower speed. The first thing I will mention right now, I'm kind of a little annoyed. This was I'm going to call it a secret update. I don't know when it happened. I don't know where it was, but you see this? It's all an orange block. What is the orange block? The orange block is everything that is metro related, plus this little entrance for the what do you call it? You are called the rail construction office. There you go. I knew I knew what I was talking about. Yeah. Back in the day, the rail construction office, and I know this for 100%, was able to send the cranes out without signals as long as the construction office was in the same block. Okay? Just in the same block. That's all that was needed. Doesn't work anymore that way. Why are you purple now? What happened? I don't know why I decided to go purple now. There is a little bit of a junction here, but oh well. Yes, back in the day, it would just go send trains out into this purple section because that was the right thing to do. No more. No more. I had 4 cranes in here sitting, and this guy is sitting inside this building. It's not going. Doesn't matter if I have workers here or not. It's just not going. The only way that I can make them go is if I disconnect the rail that I have here from the rest of the environment, from the rest of the network, which is possible. I tried that just to see if that was the problem, but that translates to chopping this and chopping this. And once I chop this, I don't have any real good way for this railway production line to actually have the trains that come in here to turn around. Plus, I don't have iron set up yet. But you know what? We're just going to do it. I don't like this, but it feels like this is my only real option to actually speed up the metro. So I'm going to assign this. I'm going to make it highest priority. I don't care who builds that. I actually sent one of the EDK trains down to this station. There it is, see? It would be nice if it was smart and actually just sends out the big one, but either way, it's fine. Let's see which one do you pick? It should be able to get it done in one go. Doesn't matter which crane. It's sending the slow crane. Why not? Whatever. But yes, once that guy is done, once this simple switch is done, I can have trains go out here, deliver stuff. They don't have to do a full turnaround anymore. And then I can sever at least these rails. These pieces, actually, probably just... This one looks like it's not connected. For some reason. I did not do the tests earlier, but I will just take this piece of... removing rail that is crossing road is not always a good idea, but I will probably just remove the road then if that causes issues. So yeah, I'm going to remove this piece of rail and this piece of rail, and then we should be in a much better spot. This one should be done in literally no time. So let's do that right now. Actually, it's not going to be enough because this section over here is also thinking that it's connected, so I have to sever it over here anyways. Let's do that ASAP. Little piece here. Am I going to regret this right underneath the conveyor belt? I might regret it, but there we go. You also don't want to take away too little because then it won't let you reconnect them later on. That looks good. That looks good. They'll be fine. Now if I look at the connections, still not working because we have some signals here, 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 and here. And now you can see all the colors are gone. And now the crane is gone. That's what I wanted. That's all I ever wanted, but for some reason the game, someone changed it at some point, and now it's doing this way. So there you go. The other alternative would have been to signal things up. That is totally an option, and that can avoid having cranes just connect and, well, go back home and not do anything. But it's not my preferred method, so just setting those trains up there without any signals because I don't want to have any signals in this whole section at all, period. So I hope that we can just make that work. Hey, it's actually going to this one. I wasn't aware of that. How's our progress? Not great. But now that I have that I have fixed this thing and crane's actually doing something, I will. Oh yeah, you are. Ooh, you're a problem. I may have to sell you. I need to get you here, but that's not going to happen until the crane, which is coming right now, is actually going to do something. So let's be clever. We don't have money again. Great, wonderful. I actually have a plan for money. We're going to get there next. I'm just taking out this because this is all ridiculous. I have a plan for money, and you will see what that is in just a second. Ignore red signal. Yes. Try to not collapse with the, not collapse, but connect with the other guy. That'll be helpful. Okay, and then turn around, and then start building, and then everyone can be happy. That's all I want. And then I can move the signals around, actually, because the way they are right now are not very helpful for this type of setup. So I need a mixed signal right here. Yes, chain that direction. This one probably can also just be a chain, and then we should be all happy. Cool. Those trains I can do the thing that they need to do, and this crane can as well. The first order of operations that I'm going to throw in here is get this crane. This office, this construction office, is not actually doing anything at this moment. I'll send you there. I have sold a few EDKs. You know what the problem is with selling EDKs? The 300s? They don't make a lot of money. They're like 400,000, close to 500,000. And I just mapped it out. The amount of steel that this needs, let's see, can we see? Yes, 125 tons of steel. If I look at the current costs of steel, and I did math here earlier, so 1,600 times 125. Remember that. That's 200,000. I used to calculate. I'm not crazy anymore. No, I am a little crazy. I will still do math on screen, but in this case, it's 200,000. This thing sells for, let's go click on this one. If I sell you right now, you sell for 327 currently. And if I sell you directly from here, from the farm, let's call it that, I can sell you for like 400,000. It would be really nice if it would just tell you that, 420,000 or so. Inflation, all that stuff is still happening. It's not good. It's not great. Especially if you look at, you still need 15 tons of mechanical components. They're not cheap either. Let's look at those. Where are you? Where are you? Mechanical? So not even on here? Why are you not on here? A, B, C, D. Mechanical components. 27. 15 times 27. That's a lot. That's like 54,000? Is that right? That's more. No, I think I did times 20. A lot. 27,000 plus another half is 13,000, so 30,000, 40,000. Another 40,000. We're at 240,000, so we're at 260,000 or so when we're done with it. Plastic is expensive too. Plastic costs even more. We're probably at 300,000 when we are all done building this. Plus we have to pay for all the workers that make this, and then we don't even get a 2x return on this. That's a terrible return. I want them to build one more of these, but then I want to build something else. What do I want to build? I'm glad you ask. I am very glad you asked, because I tested this and I looked around and wanted to see what makes the most money. Oh, by the way, this is probably, the next one probably has to be a tunnel builder, so this one can actually just be exported or whatever they want to do there. because we need a tunnel builder. They're just very expensive. We should probably get a tunnel builder right now, although I don't have that much money. But without the tunnel builder, I cannot really continue all of the construction. At least all of the construction is severely slowed down, and we don't want that. So let's find our, not road crane, not passenger wagon, not tram, not, track builder. This guy, 1.5, they're getting more expensive every time I look at them. This is painful. Get you out here, give me some buttons. It doesn't use any workers, so that's nice, but having this guy out here means I can have all the tunnels that are currently being constructed back online, and they can figure out what they need to do here. Why am I doing this? Because in the end, I need 4 cranes, 2 going this way, and 2 going this way to make this metro exist as fast as possible. And that is fine. And then I also have, I guess, two more stops here, but those I'm not terribly worried about. That's gonna work just fine, but we're out of money already. Train is waiting too long. What? Where are you? You are here. Okay. What are you waiting on? I'm really curious. You're blue. This one thinks it's red. Why do you think you're red? You have no reason to be red. So just go. I'm glad I looked at the message this time, because this is silly. But I guess this is somewhat connected to this, even though it's not really connected. Something silly is always happening there, so it's fine. But you, once you're loaded, should be heading out there, and every time they collide, one of them just gets home or goes home, but that is totally fine. Come on, someone leave. I just want to see someone leave. There's a train coming in with 400 people. Nice. Yeah, it should be fine. I thought these go out even if there are no workers in the building, but I guess not. I don't know what all changed. Things change all the time, and I don't keep track of everything. But there you go. We have 3 track builders out now doing something. Back to what I was saying. I was saying what really makes money. What really makes money are these. Building any of these and turning them into ruble. Building any of the Western cars. This metro tube is great. 328 passengers. Okay. 150 passengers. These 2 are great. This C201 is really great, but it has no use to me whatsoever. And only makes marginally more than these guys, and these guys use less material. How much less? Not a lot less, but less material. So I'm gonna go with this one. You know what? I can't buy it. You can also change the color on these, which is really exciting, because I'm gonna use these to, actually, I like this one a lot better on the look, but it only moves 328 people, and I do need the highest capacity, which is this guy. It has almost 1,000 more work days, but almost moving 100 more people, moving 122 more people is probably worth it. How do I get this money? I have an idea. We have these ships that are doing stuff. What about you? You are bauxite. You're the one that I was going to talk to. Instead of that, go to Beyond the Borders Western. It should be the same direction. Don't go there, and then start exporting here. I'm just going to do it with one ship. Every time you go, you make me 262,000. Okay? The blueprint that we just looked at cost 5 million. Is that the right one? Yes. Cost 5 million. I do want... No, that's the wrong one. 5 million for this one. Okay? Let's take out the money. Loan. Yes. 2 million here. Okay, for 5 years. 6%. Ouch! That is half of what I can actually afford. This may bankrupt me, but I'm hoping that the first couple... Well, the first one that I'm exporting here should... I'm expecting it to make me a little over 1 million. But the first couple that I can export here, hopefully enable me to have the ships just export dollars, or dollars to NATO, and then I can pay this back easier. 1,000 if I take out 2 million. 2,000 if I take out that many, and then how much do I have now? 4.3 something. So I need 800,000 more. I don't want to go too much over, but I don't want to go too much under either, and I don't want to do too much math. Now I can click this button, and then I can, well, I just have a little money to float around when I need to pay off the sum. Now I have to figure out, I could have done all of this before, but where's the fun in that? Now all I have to do is figure out how much money I can actually make in dollars per thing. I'm gonna not build with random color, and yeah, once this EDK is done, I will put that in somewhere, because I will park it because we need the extra space. And I'm hoping, where's the other guy? Tunnel borer, where are you? You're driving. Oh, you're really close. I just wanted to make sure that I tell it to ignore the signaling in front of it. Ignore, because why not? We're gonna get to build stuff here in just a second. Just not yet. No, I have no idea if this is gonna work. Every day it's gonna cost me a lot of money in dollars and in ruble now. And we'll just see. Amount due in 30 days is 80,000. One ship, what was it, 200 some thousand when you export? Can I find you? You? Can't click on you anymore, great. Give me another one that's also bauxite. This is bauxite, great. 260,000. So one ship gives me 3 months of exports. As long as that is close to that, I'm good. It just takes 2 years to pay all of that back, and then life should be bon. Cool. You are not having to do a lot of work. That's fine. Let's get the rest of this all associated with something. Get you built. This is all built. That is fine. Yes, this is all done. What does the city still need? The city still needs chemicals. We're going to get to the tram thing because it's really, really important, but I can't do everything at once all the time. I did add this, sorry. I did add a warehouse, and this one is going to be for just food. Just click the buttons and do all that stuff. This one is just food. Then this one is really everything else. I want some alcohol. I want a lot of clothing. And then I want some electronics. Alcohol can be a little more than that. 200 tons of clothing is way too much. This is also too much. I considered building a separate chemical station, but I really don't need that because there's more than enough room here. I was going to put the chemicals here because I really forgot about them. But looking at it now, that should not be a real issue because if we just set everything else to nothing, electronics, we can probably do 20 tons, 40 tons, 50 tons, 50 tons. Yeah, that should be fine. They're doing everything we need. And then we have meat here. And yep, that's what they are. Receptive by vehicles. I don't want to do that right now because that'd be silly. And this is for fuel, if you're wondering. And this is the fuel setup. Yep, underground pipe. Wonderful. All right, we need water. Really quick, we need water in this city. And there's not a lot that you need to build for that. And maybe this is a good time where I tell you how I feel about the water update. I don't care for it, to be honest. It's, does it add complexity? No, it really doesn't. Does it add difficulty? No, it really doesn't, because here's the thing. Once you have water turned on correctly, everything is easy. Like, there's the only thing you can do with water is overload the water network that you have. Once you do that, you have to react to it. But outside of that, there's nothing you have to do with water. And that's, I don't know, it feels wrong. Feels sad, feels like a missed opportunity of many sorts. And I don't know what to do with it. But that's okay, I guess. It's okay. I do know that let's actually have people start working on this. I do know that the water treatment plant that we have over here currently is handling the whole Republic, which is 15,000 people, and it's processing 100 cubic meters of water. Not a lot. And there is water that goes to this tower, which is feeding the food factory, which hopefully there's grain in there. Nope, grain is pretty empty. Grain is pretty empty there. What are you doing? You're exporting food. Yeah, that's not helpful. I would like you to do a little more with all that stuff, but oh well. I'm not the boss of everything all the time. Let's tell this guy to actually start exporting coal to here. I should probably set that first. Then tell you export coal to that one. For some reason, the game thinks that the train aggregate unloading station should load, but whatever. So we'll set that one up. That one has enough coal to actually run all the time. 80% is probably good enough. And then I don't have to worry about that anymore. Should we start importing stuff here? I think I need power before I can do that, but maybe I'll tell this guy to actually start making something happen out here. What is this? That's the right percentage. This is the right percentage. Yeah, I'll just tell this one to start bringing stuff there and there, because why not? Unload at this one. Kerakali. No, I don't think that's what you're called. Fuel. Yes, that's important. And fuel, store this item. Oh, notify if empty. That's why I've been getting notifications from there for a while. Okay. 50%. Definitely more than that, 70%. Start filling those up because they are very, very, very important. How are we doing on food here? 100 tons. That should last us for a little while. People are still unhappy. I don't know why. I do know why. I had a short hiccup with food, but that will all get solved. So we have our water treatment plant. Wonderful. Where are we getting the water from? We have all these fields that are not doing anything. The only downside to this is that the water wells, water substation, no. Small water pumping station, yes. These, remember, I said that we were, well, these are pumps. The small water well can produce 70 cubic meters of water. 3 of these are more than sufficient for everything that we will ever care about. So if we just put them in a place that probably gets a good power connection, like this feels appropriate, then this also feels appropriate. I just want them close to the farms because I think that's nice. And then probably just one more out here somewhere. We're just tapping into the farm. We're not really connecting directly with it. Now we have 210 cubic meters of water coming in, which could be more than sufficient for 20,000 people or whatever we're going to end up with. So that feels good. Now, what are the next things? There was a viewer that told me this a while ago, and I didn't fully understand it at first, but now I do. So now we're going to do this the nice way. You can use the towers as a very simple way to store some in-between water. Sometimes you get surges in water needs, for whatever reason. It doesn't have to make any sense, but you do get those surges. When they happen, it's nice to have a little bit of extra water that doesn't overload your system right away. And that's what these towers are for. These are just to store the water. You remember how much we're producing? 70 cubic meters. Oh, I built these last two way too close. Why? Because water does not move unless you pump it. Well, water does not move because water pressure only exists if you're either on top of a hill and then water flows down. That's water pressure. Or you have an engine like a water pump. Oh, did you just unload stuff here? Oh, it works without power. Isn't that wonderful? Which means we're going to lose a little bit of meat, but whatever. Yeah, actually, let's do this. Let's check this checkbox for notifications, check this checkbox for notifications, and then we can figure it out from there. So yeah, I need to put a pump in here, and a pump also needs power. It never needs a lot of power, but we do need power for that pump. So let's put this one just a little further away, and we'll still do the thing, and maybe it looks even a little better to have a water tower here instead of right there. One more water tower, please. Can I fit one right here? I can. I don't mind this. We talked about the reasoning of why these exist now, and I feel okay about that. I don't know what a perfect place for water towers is, and I don't want to think about that. Okay, pumping stations. Let's talk about them. There's a small water pumping station and a large water pumping station. What is the difference? The difference is the max power consumption per day, because that is the pump that is in there. The other difference is misleading. There are 3 inputs and outputs on the big water pumping station, and there are only 1 in and 1 out on the small water pumping station. That is misleading. I'm going to go with this. It's not perfectly correct, but each of the ins and outs is 50 cubic meters of water that can be moved. This pump in the small water pumping station can move about 50 cubic meters. That is approximately this pipe, the medium pipe, not the small pipe, but the medium pipe. It can move about that much. The large one, the large water pumping station, has 3 outs. It has a bigger a bigger engine, and actually I compared that at some point. So 39 megawatt hours or 14. It is not 3 times the size. It is close to 3 times the size, but it's not 3 times the size. So this one pumps 50 cubic meters. This one pumps 14 to 39 megawatt hours. That difference, that differential quotient, I don't know. It's like 2.5 or so x more water, which translates to about 100, not 150, but about like 130, which is nice because the large pump, the large water pipe moves 130 cubic meters. So if you use the large pump, you can move one of the large water pipe amounts of water. Confusing? Cool. I'll try to explain it again when I put this down. Yeah, we're just going to put the pump here. Where is my footpath? Footpath is on the wrong side because that's how it always works. Get a pump in here. Just connect it right there. Should be fine. Get me a footpath, and then everyone is relatively happy. Let's do this. Cool. Pro tip that I've been using for a while, because for some reason, when you have back in the day, you had hotkeys on, and the hotkeys, by clicking them, I clicked roads now, would open the build menu down here. Opening the build menu down here would open the menu over here, and when you start building something, you could actually click the button to activate the construction of that thing. It's no longer a thing. You don't open the bottom anymore, which is really annoying. So what I do instead now is I build something without the build menu open, and then I go somewhere else. Now I'm doing footpaths. I don't know why this is open now. I'm doing footpaths, and I open something else, and now this thing still wants to be built. You can hit escape, and then this thing opens. This thing is a general building tab, and you can just say, no, I want that to start now to do something. And then that will activate everything that you care about. In addition, it will tell you what it currently has highlighted. Currently only roads. Okay, well, that's nice. Roads and footpaths, and apparently railroad is the same as a footpath. Who knew? And then you can do railroad, and there's actual railroad there, and then you can do conveyor belts if you really, that's the wrong one. Then you can do conveyor belts if you, no, you can't. You can't. You can do a lot of things that you can plan on, and it will tell you what you currently have working on. Then you can also just cancel everything, which is also pretty nice. I've been using that recently. I don't know that I talked about it, but that's what I've been doing, and I like it. Okay, simple pumps. This is, wrong buttons. This is just water. Water works with water pressure, so you don't have to worry about the angle of what things are moving, where, how, what, and so on. So that is relatively easy. Let's get another pumping station in here. Same reason, I'm just doing the large one because the large one can move one large pipe worth of water, which is all we care about. And here's the thing. If we end up running out of water, every single one of these could get doubled up. So these pumps can only move 70 cubic meters of water. We could put another pump in here, connect that to this this pump. No, it's not a pump. This engine, let's call it that. Connected to this engine, and then we combine two 70 cubic meters of water connections into one. That's 140 cubic meters. That's great, because this one can handle almost that. But we can effectively double our current production. Right now, we're going to be at 210 cubic meters. We can go up to 420 cubic meters if the need arises. I don't think it will, but that is an option. That also means I could use these pumps and split them more efficiently, that I can use just 2 pumps for this setup instead of 3, but that means I can't expand it as well later on. I hope that all makes some sense. I think it's useful to know. But yeah, the water system, as I kind of just glanced at earlier and said it's not the greatest. It's not adding that much to the game, it's just adding a different aspect to the game, but once you supply it, it is relatively straightforward. Get you in here, get you in here, all the pumps are connected, get you started. I'm hoping that I can assign everything to, well, most things to the construction offices. As you can see, not everything is ready yet. There was a little bit of footpath down here that didn't want to go, but that is all right. So now I have 3 input connections. We're all going to pump into a tower. That's important. Going into the tower is meaning we're creating we're storing pressure. I think that's a better way to think about it, because you can store energy. You're storing pressure because you already moved the water X amount of meters into the air. If you want to know, the large tower is 50 meters high. The water is counted as 50 meters high. The small tower is counted as 30 meters high. Okay? And that's all we're doing here. We're just connecting those things to a certain height. And then you can, because the game goes a little simplistic here, you can move from 50 meters to anything that is below the 50 meter, like the mark that we're on. If 50 meters is the height that the tower is on, then the water can go to 49 meters and 49.9 meters. It can flow there with, I believe, almost good pressure. It doesn't lose a lot. There's a little bit of math in there where you lose some pressure if you don't have enough slope, but it's not a huge deal. So in this case, this one's 50 meters height, this one's 3 meter height. We're going to have more than enough pressure to connect all these things. So we can go ahead and do that. Make sure that is assigned. Why is this not getting done? What do you need? You need boards. Do we not have boards? We have a lot of boards, but for some, this thing burned down. I don't know how it managed to burn down, because it was never real. We have a fire station here. That thing burned down, and then apparently got unassigned on the construction offices, but it remembered what type of material was supposed to be stored in there. So that is a little silly, but something you have to watch out for. When storage is burned down, you have to make sure that they're still assigned to the things that they need to be assigned in, and well, you have to study your problems when you run into them. I don't do that very well all the time, but every once in a while I try to do it. And someone, good long-term viewer, reminded me that I kind of do a lot of tutorial stuff, so I should probably get more into the tutorial stuff again when I explain things, and I hope this all makes enough sense. But there you go. F3 again to go underground, and now we're going to connect all of these pipes to something semi-useful. I'm saying semi-useful because I don't know how pretty it's going to be. I think this is what I want. This one is the outside one. Why? I'll show you. Because it looked like when I just kind of compared these, that this tower, building in the way. What's wrong with my throat today? That's getting a little annoying. This building was a little more inside than that building, and now that looks fine. Get me a pipe to there and connect this. And then the last one, no. Yes, last one can connect right in there. And now, as I said, currently we have 210 cubic meters of water going in here. We can expand that to 420 cubic meters of water, no problem. Which the large water treatment plant can't even process, because it can process 300 cubic meters. So we can add 1.5 extra small water wells, and that's it. Good enough, right? Good enough. Cool. Get that built. See if I can assign more things. Yes, because I want all of this being constructed ASAP. Now we can worry about actually supplying stuff. Okay. Well, how many people are going to live here? Some. I'm saying that a little more leger than I probably should say, but yes, there will be some people living here, and they shouldn't require a lot of water. What do you need? What is your water tank for? Cubic meters bar. I was hoping it's going to tell me in here, but it doesn't. So let's look at our Nerpo flats. You say max daily water consumption is 26.69 cubic meters per day. That doesn't sound right. That's way too high. That's not the consumption that I see in any of the buildings that I have. And I haven't used small buildings. This one is one that I used. 15.17. That just feels like no. Here's why I say that. I have 115,000, almost 16,000 citizens. And again, this thing is only pumping out about 140, a little more than one large pipe. Okay? The thing is, the substations can, not that substation, but the water substation, let's find one. There are two. The water substation can pump out as much as you want. There is no max to this. The only max is the pump, the pipe that is connected to it. If the pipe is overloaded, then you cannot output any more. And if otherwise, it's fine. Same thing with the sewage. The sewage system, one of the large pipes can only carry so much sewage, which is kind of mapped to the large water thing. This is a little more than the water capacity. Water was 130, this is 170. But it's kind of mapped, so once it's full, and you have to find a different way to discard of your garbage. That's something that I may look into, making a nice sewage treatment plant, but it's not really high on my list, so we'll see what happens. Anyways, yeah, and I can't just dump it there. Where's a good place to dump water? We could make this a thing, but I do want to have people living there. I suppose I can just put it near the harbor. That's probably a natural place where I can put it. I can also put it into this lake because that's where we're already dumping some of it. I don't know. Don't yell at me. It's fine. Cool. You are here. Let's get you. I'm not going to sell you, but you see, this is the price I get. 463,000 is really not all worth that much, so it's kind of scary. But once this one is done, that I'm hoping is about 1 million, and we are also currently out of money. I could have just exported that guy right away, huh? Give me a little extra wiggle room. Why are we... I'm trying to think, why are we now owing more money? Or what are you currently importing? You are importing... Oh, because you're filling up the city storages. Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. We're almost full of food. We are almost full of these guys, and we should be full on. Not full on meat yet. Uh-oh. And that reminds me, there's a little train that I showed you briefly last time that I have, this one, that I put in here just because it makes my life a little easier. You want to go there, so this station is where you're just coming from. I want you to go here and unload all the random goods. Don't wait until unloaded. But I need you to unload definitely meat, electronics, chemicals, and booze. Alcohol is not part of this train. Okay, and then I want you to go there, and life should be okay. Cool. That should work, and that's doing all the things that I need to do. Great. Water. So what I was saying is, as long as your water substation, this guy, is in range of all the buildings that you care about, the only thing that controls the capacity is the pump, is the pipe that's connected to it. So this one covers everything that's south here. That's fine. That's nice. This one can cover everything that is to this side of that south. I want to make sure that this Nurple flap is in Nurple flap. That flat is in there. We probably want another substation here. What's that? That's a shopping center. Yeah, that's probably going to get another substation assigned here. I don't know exactly where that's going to go yet, but we'll figure it out. We'll just put a couple pumps in there. And then the university also needs one. Otherwise, things probably don't work that well. I don't need to include any of the Nurple flats. Flats. I don't know why it's so hard today. And I'm guessing I want to include the hospital. That looks good. The other buildings, I guess I'm not going to supply with water at this point. So there's 3 of them. 3 of them. The only thing that gets really awkward, where you have to gamble a little bit, is the water treatment plant only has 3 outs. 1, 2, 3. Okay? So, but now I've been saying this now 5 times. We have 16,000 people and we're only using about 140. So 2 outputs are more than enough to get everything we need. And those 2 outputs could feed into 1 tower to 2 things. We can also just use a water switch before the tower, and then we can diverge that water when we really need to, which I don't think is a super terrible idea. Where do we put the water towers, though? We have water there, there, there. They're all kind of looking that way. So putting a water tower in here Maybe not in the middle of this. Feels like people wouldn't be happy to have one sitting right there, but just outside the residential area feels reasonable enough. So that's fine. Over here, just a water tower somewhere in the vicinity of the city doesn't feel bad. And then one more out here where the city really hasn't been established yet. I think that is quite all right. Yes. Okay, I am opting for putting a switch after. Where's the connections on that side? Gonna put a switch after the water tower on one side. That should at least get me going with the water connections that we need. That one, that one, that one, and then one here should be fine. Yes, and I will only play with the large water pipes. If I use a different one, it's by accident. But if you go in there, you go in there, and you go here, a little more direct maybe, you go in here, then these people will all have water. That's good. I will use the switch that I have here for the university because the university is not going to consume that much and we still have enough coming in. I'm leaving an extra input. So if we need to connect an extra something, we can. This one is a straight connection up here. I was hoping it would be red and would not allow me to actually place that down, but it didn't. You go away. I already forgot something. This guy can't go directly in there. You do need a pumping station, otherwise you cannot get water into your water towers. The reasoning was explained not that long ago. You need to create pressure. So let's put you there, put you here. You can connect more water pipes into the pump, but it's just not going to move that much more water. Just be aware of it. There's a little more. There's a little more that you can move, but just not that much. Large pumping station. Flip you around like that. That looks much better. Connect this to this. I guess this one already has a water connection or a water substation. Okay, make that a nice arch. No, actually, that's not what I wanted here. The middle connection is reserved to the thing that goes way out to the other part of town. How we're going to do the subsidies? Well, I'm hoping that I have enough water capacity left over that we can supply water to a lot of places. T to flip, checking my percentages. Right here should be good. Make a footpath there and a footpath there and maybe a footpath here, because I'm not convinced that the emergency vehicles can actually get on there. I'm not 100% sure that pumps and switches cannot catch on fire, so I would like to be somewhat prepared for the eventuality that may happen. Okay, that's where you want to put that. That's fine. Cool, we have the water system in. That was stupid. That was stupid. Why? Because I have not put my sewage system in, and the sewage system is a lot more opinionated than my water system. So one option that I have is just cancel all the plans, or option B is hoping that whatever I did is not completely wasted. Sewage tanks. I try to have my sewage tanks cover the same ratio or the same area that my substations are covering. So that one right there, this one right here, this one will have a problem, but I think we can work around that. And then obviously this guy, I would like you, there you go. The only one that we're having a problem with is this, and that we can fix pretty easily. Let's go back there and let's figure out where we're going to put our sewage. I actually like the idea of the sewage treatment plant is completely useless. Why? Because look at the import versus export. It takes in, it says maximum production per workday, 440 cubic meters. It doesn't output water. Unless they changed that recently. Let's look at it. I see poop pipes going in on this side and poop pipes going out on this side. I have no idea where I'm going to get the water out of this, but, well, there it is. Do you produce pollution? I don't know. I never use this. Power consumption, wattage, daily water consumption. It consumes water and chemicals. Just because I have this, I don't think translates to I'm gonna use it to do something funky. But is that a good place for it? Is this a better place for it? I would like to do something with this. I think this is probably a better place for it. I would like to do something with this, and I don't want to... There was a picture on Reddit. Don't want to spoil it too much, but there was a picture on Reddit which effectively brought all the water into sewage receptacle areas, but not into the river. It was like a... what do you call that? You use it for gold mining, not a septic tank, a settling pond. Settling pond. They would sit in a settling pond for a while before they would get released into the wild, and I thought it looked really cool. We may use that. Right now we need three of these, so I think I still have a couple excavators here, so let's just make use of them. You do need a relatively steep edge. Otherwise, you cannot place the thing. Then let's get the discharger. I think this one is easier placed with the bulldozers, sadly. Sadly, that is true. Let's see. Can we... That one? That one may be a good one. Yeah. Maybe it wasn't high enough earlier. But there you go. Obviously, I put it in a way that the footpath is pointing in the wrong direction, so T to flip, and then you put it down here. And I think something that I would like to try, not sure that's going to work, there's actually a potential issue here that I completely ignored. I would like to get to the, yeah, this is 8 meters high. That's 8 meters high. Most of these aren't. There's one that's right here, 11 meters. Ooh, this might work. 11 meters, 13 meters, and there's another one somewhere in this area. 8 meters. This one's not going to work. It's too low, but the other two should be just fine. I'm going to put a couple switches here. So, what are they switches? Sewage switch. They don't work. I need these to actually be splitters. So, I may do something about the sewage at some point, but not right away. So, for right now, we're just going to have sewage pipes running straight into the water. If there was a way that I could just tell it to... I am not a fan. I am not a fan of how the manholes are going to show up in the environment, but I can't fix everything. What do I want? I want... Oh, nice. That one can go there, and then the last one can go here. What? Ugh. What is two there? Yeah. Why am I doing this? Because I have one large water pipe coming in already and one large water sewage pipe going out. You're adding to your water, so once these are maxed out, you can't really add anything else to it. So this is all we can really hope for. Yes, get all of that built. That's now sewage and water covered. We have not covered. We have not covered heat. I'm aware of that. Let's do that. Let's do this. Let's do some footpaths. Let's do an extra footpath here. I think we need an extra footpath right here. Yes. Okay. 9 to get that one. Looks like there's another footpath that we need over here. No, 9 to built. Very good. Something going on here. Yep. As you can see, just a little bit of organizing. Yes, we will have time for the tram access because I already planned that out and I know exactly what I want to do. How's our money doing? We're going to look at what the metro is worth at the end of the episode. Because why not? Got to keep you a little bit in suspense, right? That'll work. You're there, you're there, you're there. The underground pipe's already done. That's nice. This guy's already done. That's nice. Oh, everything is done. I love it. Chemicals, water. Yeah, this is all good. Oh, we don't have power yet either. Actually, I had a small hope that I could actually get started with everything right now, but as in invite people into the city, but that's obviously not happening. I don't know if you know that. I mentioned that in, I think, every series at least once. Meat is rotting if you don't have power. That's why this percentage is slowly going down. Just be aware of that. It costs you a little bit of money, but I don't want to micromanage that. Here we go. The Tram Emporium will start from right here. Why? Because this is the perfect connection for it. I can make a very simple rail connection to a depot that collects the trams, and then the trams can go out onto the actual tram track. And I can put a very simple T-junction here. That's really the main thing. Now, let's find this is tram line, so this can be pretty steep curve, something like that. It's probably fine. And then you have to get into a depot. I'm going to use a small depot here because we are talking about trams, so they should not cause that much trouble. Do I want to put it? Yes. I'm going to offset it a little to the side here, and then just one simple entrance. There we go. This is a commercial building, not commercial building, but it's like a city building, so just gravel road to it will be fine. You cannot move trams any other way because the trams that you can buy, and even if I have to build them, will require electrified path, and I'm only building concrete paths. Oh, there's another thing that I haven't done yet. But now is not the time for it. And then now we have the tram actually connected that can go in the depot, that can get switched around in the depot, and then they need some electric track leading right up to it. And that will take care of everything that we need. There's this tram, railroad connection. We're just going to use that. Back here feels honestly like a pretty good spot for it. Yep. Just behind that little grocery store. People can do whatever they need from there. Get that one connected, get electrified rail. Let's take this back just a notch because we can probably make a much better curve than what I just did there. See? Much better curve. And this can be two-directional. That won't hurt anyone. And yeah, now we're connected. Now we have everything that we need for the tram line that we want to put in here. I already have a trafo for connecting or for getting power to the tram line, so that's pretty nice. But yeah, as you can see, this was a very simple, very quick setup. Have you not started on this? That is embarrassing. Very embarrassing. But I'm glad that you guys are at least working. And you have a lot of stuff assigned to yourselves, so it's not like not a lack of trying. F3, making sure that all those tunnels are assigned, that tunnel is assigned, this tunnel is assigned. You're doing things, that's really all I can ask from you. And yes, this is going to take a very long time, mostly because of travel paths, but that is okay. This curve, I don't love it right away, so let's take it back a little bit. 5 is my regular concrete rail, and make it a little less sharp. Now I like it good enough. Assign it and have someone start building it. By someone, I of course mean hopefully the bigger rail construction crane. I don't want to sell the other two because at some point I'm probably going to need them for something, but not right now. Looks like we're still trying to buy stuff. Oh, yeah, this is the other thing. It's 55 minutes in. How much is it worth? 1 million! Ooh! That's exactly why I built it. That's the only reason why I built it, because it costs about the same amount as the EDK 300, but it's worth 2.5 times. Yeah, 2.5x that amount. And this is what's going to save us. It's a little annoying that this one is shorter than the other one and transport more people, because I actually like the red one a lot better for looks, but I cannot afford dinking around with small metros. Do we have some bigger here? 525, 525, 660. 660. This may be my winner. I will have at least 2 metro lines running that are a little different. We may upgrade to this one once we have some money relatively soon. But for right now, this will be our main export, because I think we can make about 1 every month. Hopefully. That's what we have to do. Otherwise, we have other problems. So that is working just fine. What other thing do we still need? We still need heat. Heat is actually a little more complicated than the rest because all of these buildings require 41 cubic meters of heat, of hot water. That's really what this is, a hot water tank. We know that this thing produces about 1,000, and we know that the heating pipes, the underground ones, can move 300 cubic meters. So, and also the heat exchangers are the same thing. They have a heat tank of 300 cubic meters and they only have one in, so 300 cubic meters is your max. How often does 41 cubic meters fit into 300? Not that much, right? So 80, 120, where are we? 120, 160, 200, 240, 280. 6 times. So 6 buildings, 6 of the large buildings is the most I can cover. Luckily, we don't have that many of these large buildings, and these are clearly smaller, so we can do a lot more of those. But 1, 2, 3, 4. These 4 and a little bit extra is really all that a heat exchanger can handle here. So that's what we're going to do. Heat exchanger, I just had you open. Where are you? Let's put a heat exchanger so that it can handle just that. And oh yeah, all the pipes are going to go underground, and this should be fine. That's not a bad one. Just right in front of the school. Does not feel like a completely terrible place for it, and it's pulling in a little bit extra stuff. So though this corner is done. Now 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 more buildings here. You did see that one of them was covered already by that heat exchanger, but that is not on purpose. If I put it here, I guess I could have 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a little more covered on that side. Sure. Yeah, this will cover a lot of what we care about. And then the last one, I think I would put up here. Yes, at least in my mind, I'm covering a lot of the center multiple times with the different heat exchangers. And that should help in the long run. I think this one is probably going to be a little overloaded, so it needs some help from somewhere. There's a higher concentration on big buildings here. This is something that I don't think many people realize, but it causes a lot of issues with the humongous modded residential buildings. Yeah, I feel better if I put one here. That actually means that I have to build both of the heating plants right away, which is fine. But yeah, a lot of people don't realize that with the... Why is there no coal ore coming in here? Oh, no power supply. That's the problem. Okay. Yeah, because the larger buildings have a much bigger need for everything, and the vanilla heat exchangers are just not made for that, and that always causes troubles and frustration. So I hope you watch this and you're like, oh, that's what was going on. That'd be cool. But even if you don't, that's okay too. Let's get some heat exchangers. I think what I'm going to do for right now is use 2, because we have 4 heat exchangers. Use 2 of each of these, and yeah, you're too long at some point. You're not going to get out here. I'm going to have these 2 split in the middle, and then so the pipe can go about 1,000 meters long. So if I can get you here, put a heat exchanger in the middle of the city, not the small one. Heat pumping station, there you go. Put this one here. You can actually put... Honestly, this is fine. Because the distance that they travel is about enough. It's about the same. So we put that one there. We're going to connect this to that side. This goes here. No, don't make it extra silly long. That's completely unnecessary. Get it over here, in there. F3, do I see any white popping out in awkward places? I do not. That is good. So that one can go there. This one will effectively connect the same... Come on, game. This one will connect to the same thing, just on the other side. We go there, and then you go in here. This one, direct path to you. Don't fight me. F3. There's a little bit of pipe popping out here, but honestly, that's probably okay. So now we have those two heat exchangers taken care of. We need a couple more. There's one right by the schools, so let's run the pipes tight if we can, and then connect you to that. That should be less than 1,000 meters. This one is probably going to be more than 1,000 meters, maybe not, but you're also pretty far out, so I'm going to use a different connector right away. Too long. There's 1,000 meters right here, so put that connector at least 800 meters in. I'm not going to put a lot of stuff on the inside of residential areas, so there's probably a good place to put one of these heat exchangers for extending the range later on. Put you there, get you here, heat in there, and heat out here. Would you just Q, Q, Q? Well, don't make a pig zero out of this. There you go. Now we have all the heat assigned. Everyone can do the heat thing, and we should be good to go. I still need power. Honestly, power is the most boring one to probably assign, at least in my opinion. So I'm gonna do that without you, just so I don't have to bore you. And I mean, you can see how this all worked. Get you built. Again, escape, escape. Gets you there really, really fast. Get that one built. We need this guy built. Footpath, yes. Let's run you just there. Anyone that wants to take a little stroll down Smelly Lane, that's where you want to go. I may do the thing that I'm thinking about on this side. I can still use this sewage treatment plant for exactly what I want to do there, and that'll be good. Did we sell this guy and we're still out of money again? That's not good. It may have something to do with we were behind on our payments already, so that hurts. I hate being behind though, so give me a little bit of an advance so I can at least pay my amount dues for the next day, and then we'll see. How are we doing here? I'm exporting right now. How are we doing in general? For last month, did we export something last month? Input of resources, vehicle exports, no. Where's my dollar? Oh, Western countries, okay. We have not. It's hard to read. Oh, 424. I never look on the native side. So last month, no. This month, yes. If we export, I only have to export every 4 months, really, right? I have enough money for 3 months, so the 4th month I have to export. If we export every 2 months, we're totally fine and there are no problems. So that will work. You two, figure it out. Get along. Yes, you can avoid a little bit of this with signaling if you want to play with that, but this whole metro thing is completely designed to work without signals. That is why I'm playing this, because the signals didn't work before, because the trains decided to turn around in weird places. That was very bad. So, well, we'll just see how this goes. But yeah, I think we're pretty much... money's running out again. Oh, this is the problem. That explains a lot. We don't have any money coming in, so everything is terrible. Let's take out another 2 million. I'm pretty much out of money that I can take out, okay? So calm down. We're going to pay back just a little bit of this. Maybe with a bigger number. So at least one of those is not in our way. But yeah, once this one is done, we should have money coming in again, because I'm actually surprised to see only one ship parked here. But that's the one that makes a lot of money. Soviet Union, yeah, that's fine. But that was the problem. I forgot about that. I should have probably just said do this one first and then do the other one, because then there wouldn't have been... Oh no, I could have just moved this signal. Once I moved that signal, it would have also worked, because it would have been able to get out and then get back in there. But now this should flow just fine again. Oh, thanks for mentioning that. This thing that can't build these tracks without me giving an actual rail connection to this. Otherwise those tracks are not going to happen, because only the rail construction office can build these tracks. So build that, and then we're going to take out those connections, and then that should be fine. Awesome. Hope you're satisfied with what you've seen. As usual, some mistakes, some things that you may have not known before, a lot of things that you probably knew before. Population didn't change much, happiness is still going up, that's excellent. Unemployment is appropriate, 1,400 people is really not that bad, but I'm not going to turn this one on until the metro's done because there's no reason for it. I don't have room to export more stuff, so I'm not going to do anything crazy on that side. Yes, that is probably all we needed. There we go, nobody's parked here. That's actually a good thing. That's actually a very good thing. No coal. What are we doing here? Some bauxite. No raw bauxite. Very not bad. This junk's just terrible. I know we talked about that. Thank you very much for watching. As always, really appreciate it. Is this all gonna work? I don't know yet. I would like to turn on the city next time, if we can. Again, I need to get power going and all those things, and power is easily overloaded. And that is pretty cool in and of itself. But, yeah, no, we're gonna figure it out. It'll be fine. It'll be great. It'll be grand. You go there, you go there. Make sure that everything's kind of being built and worked on. That's important. Yeah. All of this is also gonna take a little while, so don't expect too much. We're just gonna get one more vehicle done by the end of the month. And that should be it. 24 more tons of steel. That's really nothing. Oh, this is what we're going to do. We're going to write one of these because we wrote it into the episode, and we're going to write it out of the episode because that is how I feel about it. Cool. Thank you all so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Yes, this city is going to do its thing and hopefully be grand and excellent and all that stuff, whatever you care about. We got some water done today. We got the tram connection done today, and whatever else needs to get done. All those things. Excellent work. Oh, you're going in the tunnel? That's unnecessary. Oh, okay, just in the tunnel entrance. I guess that is fine. But yeah, at some point I may change my mind on these bridges and make them tunnels because someone said that, and I don't hate that idea. I thought it would be cool to drive underneath these tunnels, bridges, if they all look the same, but they're also kind of in the way and ugly. So we'll see what happens. Very good. That's what I have. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you appreciate the 2K resolution now, and I hope the rendering and all that, there are no weird artifacts left over in places. Hard telling from here. I've been looking at a new graphics card, but honestly I cannot afford the 4000 series right now. Maybe looking at the 5000 series, RTX 5000 when they come out next time. It's just like another year and a half, 2 years probably. Maybe not. But yeah, that's what it is. Cool. Thank you so much for watching. I very much appreciate you. I hope you come back next time. If you like this kind of stuff, maybe subscribe. There will be more of this. I'm very excited for the city to actually be done eventually. When it's done. It's just going to be a while. Because it will. Cool. Money? Money. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye. Did something burn down? Train's waiting too long. That's fine. Okay, leave it. Just leave it. Walk away. Bye-bye.